Hello, Tabitha here. Sometimes don't you feel like you just need to get a package? Well, I got three little ones from FP Nibs, Jackson's, and Art Miranda. Let's take a look and see what we got inside. This one's from Jackson's. I didn't get too much from Jackson's, but I did have to add, I had a few spaces left in my palette for a few Roman Szmal, and I got some of their new colors. We have Benmudo Dazzlin' Brown, Natural Umber Reddish, sorry if you can hear the plane going overhead, a Velvet Black. We've got Raspberry Red, I had to get that one, and Graphite, and Urban Gray. So we'll be swatching those out in the very near, and let's open the rest of the packages. So from FP Nibs, I usually order a pen from them when I want a custom grind, and I felt that I love the Twsbi pens, but that I wanted a finer tip. So I went ahead and ordered a special grind from them, and I did open this to check it, but I thought you'd like to see how the packaging comes. Twsbi always packages them in these nice plastic cases, and I got the new purple one that they have. And we will do a writing sample with that in just a minute. And you can see I've got it loaded up with ink. Really nice fine point. They are fast at shipping things too through FP Nibs. I really recommend them if you want to alter your pens in any type of way. You can send them your pens. They can just do nibs for you, or you can buy the pen, have it customized, and have it shipped. And they have it shipped in like a day. So they're really quick, and you get exactly what you want. And I've only ordered through them twice, but both times spectacular. And let's go ahead and move that off to the side, and we'll go ahead and open up this box. This box is a little bit bigger. Got myself a little scissor cut open this. This box actually comes in another box that I took it out of just so that my name and address and everything, but they really package things really nicely. And while I was doing the Roman Szmal filling up my palette, I decided to do these are actually Holbein, and I got a few of their little tubes. Oh, another one in there. And I had a few spaces left open in my palette on these, and there was a few colors that I really wanted to get to add to it. Holbein's always been a favorite of mine. So we got Perline Maroon, Yellow Gray, Mars Violet, Green Gray, Raw Sienna, and Immodazzlin' Brown. Hopefully I'm saying that at least close to correct. And then in here they had a really good, everyone knows who watches this channel regularly that I love the Perla. The little cap fell off. And so I got a really tiny one for real detailed work. Let's see if I can, it's a 5-0. And then I also got another short number 8. The other one that I have is a longer number 8. It's a little stained. And but I thought I'd try the shorter one and see how I liked that one. This is one of my favorites to do the swatching, but we'll go ahead and try this one out today. And then I also have in the Perla, I also have a 12, and I haven't used the 12 as much as I've used the 8. So we will go ahead and give those a try. So let's get into our, oh, I'm out of frame a little bit. Let's get into our swatching and testing out the pen and have a little fun. I added to my page on my Roman Szmal, so I have them all together. Oop, little sticky. Papers come off quite nice. You can always freeze them a little bit if they tend to stick, and I'm going to go ahead and write on all the individual pans so that we have all the information. Let me get these unwrapped. All right, I got all of them open, not too much waste. So we'll go ahead and swatch these out. I'll zoom right in so you can see nice and close up. I got my new brush all rinsed off, and let's see what these look like. First up is the Velvet Black. And that's PR264 and PG7. Well, this brush gives you quite a bit of control because it's shorter, but it doesn't seem to hold as much water as my other Perla. It still feels really good though. I know these swatches are a little small, but like I said, I'll zoom in. I just wanted all of my Roman Szmal on the same page. A really nice dark black. Graphite, PBK 10. Kind of an interesting one. Urban Gray. This is going to be a mouthful. PW6:1, PBR29, PB29, and PY150. This does seem to feel like, when I just look at it, like it has a little bit of a violet hue to it, to the gray. And it does. Interesting color. Natural Umber Reddish. And this is a PBR7. So pretty typical of an umber. Very natural. And then I'll show you my sheet of that I have all of them on, so you can see if these kind of look like something that is already there after they get dry. And then we have Benzomodazzling Brown and PBR 25. This one sounded really interesting. Very warm, very red brown. Very pretty though. And then we have Raspberry Red, which, you know, I had to get it since the colors in a raspberry are my favorite. This tends to be a little redder and than I would think would be in a raspberry, but it's PR272, and it does seem very bright. Beautiful though. Perfect. We'll let those dry. We're going to go ahead and swatch out the Holbein now, and that way we can take a look at all of them when they're dry. Let's go ahead and see. Get a little of this color out. This is the green gray, yellow gray, really pretty. Raw sienna. Oddly enough, I didn't have raw sienna in my palette. Little bit of binder on this one. Immodazzling brown. Perylene maroon. Mars violet. And I also have a Holbein chart for all my colors, but I think it might get a little wonky. So I think we're just going to do a fresh page and go ahead and get these swatched up here. Things just are not big enough here. So this is the green gray. Wow, is that pretty? Really, really pretty. Then we have yellow gray. It's kind of a very unusual color. Then we have the raw sienna. Then we have that immodazzling brown. Boy, I'm just great on my pronunciation. And this is also a very reddish brown. Very close to that benmodazzling Roman Szmal that we just did. We're going to have to see what the pigments are on this. Then we have Perylene maroon. Pretty. And our last up is Mars Violet. Oh, that one's really nice. The paper that I'm using is the Saunders Waterford Hot Press. Very pretty. Oops, I was a little out of frame there. Let's just go ahead and give you a little more space. Boy, my swatches got a lot bigger there. And let me see what the pigment is on that imidazzolone. If I can read it. Get the glasses on. PBR 25. And so, yeah, both of them are the same pigment number, so that would be why they're so close. This one seems to be a little oranger, and we'll have to take a second glance at the other ones. And let's see how, whilst we've got an open page, let's go ahead and test this new fine point. I have black sketch ink in here. We'll go ahead, let's see if we can write. It's a very fine pen. I had it ground down to extra, extra fine because I always felt like I couldn't get details in the drawings with just an extra fine. Kind of hard to write without getting my hand in the wet paint. This yellow gray is very interesting. And the green gray. Lovely. And the new brush worked out just perfect. Let's go ahead and try that itty bitty one. This is really, really fine. Let's just go ahead and grab in a little bit of paint, see how it works. Wow, that is really, really fine. Doesn't hold a lot of water. But you can get some really tiny little dots. How fun. I didn't have a tiny one like this. And I really liked the control on this one that it gave me with the shorter tip. So it was a good haul. I think it was the perfect size haul. I got to play with all the stuff, got to try it all out, and we didn't have so much that I got all crazy and didn't know if I was going left or right. So let me know if any of these colors kind of float your fancy. Have you gotten any of the new Roman Szmal? Let's actually take a look at those all dry. Here were the new Roman Szmal, all dry. I think this is the brightest red in the bunch. The Benzimidazolin brown, that is very similar to the imidazolin brown in the Holbein. The natural umber reddish is very similar to a couple other colors. So these grays, I think they are very original, at least to the ones that I have. You can see my other grays up there, and they don't really match. Whereas I think natural umber does match either brown ochre or transparent oxide brown. I think those are very close. The Perylene red, I would say, is closest to Pyrrole, but I think it's even a little brighter. And the Benzimidazolin, I would say the closest color that you might already have is the transparent brown. I'd say those are pretty close visually. So if you have those colors, you might not need the new colors that I went ahead and got. If you do want to see all these swatched out, I will put a link of the video of my Roman Szmal Motherland palette. And then let's go ahead and flip the page. And this is where I had my Holbeins, and you can see I actually left blank spaces, but it was kind of hard to fill in the spaces. And these are the new colors. And this Immodazzlin brown is almost identical to the Roman Szmal Benzimadazzlin. Talk about a tongue twister. So yeah. Oh, and if you'd like to see this palette swatched out, I will go ahead and put that link in the description as well. So that will be the whole thing today. I hope you saw some fun things and got to see some colors, and I appreciate you joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.